All right, welcome to Down the Track. Today is a very special episode. I have with me my usual co-host Abrar Aziz. Abrar, how are you doing?
Good, sir. How are you?
I'm so excited. Today I have with me two lovely guests. One is Mr. Yusuf Ismail, my brother. How are you doing?
Doing well.
And for the first time making his debut on Down the Track, I have with me Osama Azam. What's up, buddy?
It's all good, man. Honor and privilege to be here.
Oh, that is a privilege to have you. So today we'll be discussing, we'll have to work together and come up with our all-time ODI team from the players that we've all watched. Sounds good?
Yep.
All right, sounds good.
Everybody ready? So I think we'll start with the openers. Let's, if you guys have some suggestions, let's go with that first. Let's see what options we have for openers.
Gilchrist, of course. That's my...
Gilchrist, Hayden,
Go on.
Sanath Jayasuriya.
Jayasuriya, Sehwag.
Yeah, that's a good...
Sehwag was someone I was thinking about very seriously because of his flair.
This is gonna be
what about
tough, bro.
Herschel Gibbs.
Yeah, that's
Gibbs?
a
Yeah,
good
Gibbs
shout.
is there.
Fine, I'll say Tendulkar because I'm a Tendulkar fan.
I was
Sachin
thinking.
opens.
Yeah,
I forgot, man.
yeah. I was thinking. I was thinking why Yusuf didn't say the name still. I was like wondering why that
I
didn't
was
come up.
waiting if someone else would say the name and then I'd say it, but I guess not.
Saeed Anwar.
I forgot about him. Legend.
Good opening batsman for sure. Who else is there? What about the English guys?
Michael Atherton
Man,
can't do
To
that.
be honest, it's just the recent past they've been good in ODI. So you have
Yeah.
to think of current
All-time,
Jason
yeah.
Roy or Bairstow, those guys. Uske pehle is just Michael Atherton. I don't
Yeah,
think
there
they
was-
have ODIs.
There was Trescothick and Andrew Strauss, but they weren't like that great
Yeah.
or that
Just
effective
it was
in
decent,
the
but
ODI.
yeah, definitely not in this category.
Herschel
Yeah,
Gibbs.
for sure. Yeah, no, absolutely. Gibbs
Yeah, we
is
got
good.
Gibbs.
Gibbs was very good.
We won't count this in the list because this is from the 70s, but West Indies' opening pair, which I've seen highlights of, Desmond Haynes and Gordon Greenwich,
Yeah,
they were brutal, man. And
we'll give them an honorable mention in the end.
That's too far. We're not going to talk about that, but those guys on paper were amazing. Okay, let's pick our first one then. Come on. Here.
Bro, we need to pick some more. Hayden, we've selected, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else, man? What about in the recent past for Australia? Who have been opening? Warner.
Warner, yeah.
Warner
Warner's
is huge. Yeah.
Warner and Finch. For India, Rohit Sharma, Shikhar Dhawan.
Rohit
Yeah,
Sharma,
Rohit
Karan.
Sharma.
Rohit Sharma's a big shout, yeah.
Yeah. Ganguly, did he open? He used to open
did.
with Sachin before
With
Sehwag came,
Sachin.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Sehwag just really took over that place.
Who
What
else is
about,
there?
You've got Syed Ahmed from Pakistan. You've got Jayasuriya from Sri Lanka. You've got Gilchrist, Hayden.
Shahid Afridi.
Brendan McCullum.
Oh, Brendan McCullum, big
Afridi
shout.
is a good shout, but I think most of his career he was down at number 6. So we'll give him a pass
McCullum.
this time.
Yeah, McCullum.
Brandon-
McCullum is
Brendan's
a
huge.
very,
Yeah,
very
for
good
sure.
shout.
I'm going to vote for for my pick, I'll say Sehwag and Jayasuriya would be my two picks. In terms of explosiveness, in terms of numbers, in terms of, I don't know. I just feel...
You're
they
going
are
with
the
Jayasuriya,
biggest of-
Sehwag?
And it's a left-right combination, so that's just my contribution to the thing.
If I have to pick amongst these two, I'll say Gilly and Sehwag.
That's firepower, man.
I'd go with Gilly and Sehwag as well.
Sama, what do you say?
I'm going to shock every one of you. I'm going to go with Gilchrist and Sachin.
That's good.
I mean,
Fire.
50 centuries, man. You have to pick him.
That's fair.
The thing is, you see, I would... I mean, so difficult, but I can swap Sanath Jayasuriya for Gilchrist. Obviously, we'll come down later for that, but I was thinking because Dhoni is the thing, ODI,
ODI
wicket keeper later on. So,
Let's say Gilchrist is one of our picks, since a majority of the people say Gilchrist.
I think Sehwag also everyone had, right?
No, Osami had...
Asami had Sachin. True.
yeah, Sachin and Gilchrist.
Yeah, who had Sehwag?
I had
did.
Sehwag.
Yeah, so Gilchrist and Sehwag is majority.
Go on then. I'm ready to sacrifice for that. Go on.
Okay.
Gilchrist and Sehwag.
Okay,
Okay.
Got 2?
we already, number 3 we already have. There's no discussion, there's no debate. There's only one man.
Okay, calm down.
I was going to say Ricky Ponting.
There's no
Who's number
debate.
3?
There's no debate, man. Virat Kohli, the king.
I mean, very, very good shout, but there has to be a debate.
Bolo, Usami.
I can't argue with Kohli, man. But
Kohli,
I mean,
for sure.
in the recent past, he's been coming 2 down as well, right?
In test matches. But in one days he's one done.
It's always been one done, yeah. But like, okay, let's look at some options. Like here, there's Ponting,
That was my pick.
there's Virat,
Man,
there's Rahul Dravid.
Oh,
He's a fair shout. He's a fair shout.
okay, we've got Ponting,
what's-
Kohli, Dravid. Who else we
Who
got?
else is
Is Callis 1 down?
Gallus
He's
used to
2
play 1
down.
down, 2 down.
Callis.
You
He
could
used
play
to
2 down
play,
as well.
You need Callis for the balance eventually.
Yeah.
I-
We might have to consider the all-round options for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, later on we'll see that. Bro, honestly, you can't go against Kohli, but Ponting's
That's
got
the thing.
30 odd centuries plus. He's won 3 World Cups, scored a century in a World Cup final. Kohli is not that he hasn't done like that stuff.
I vote
But,
for Ponting for the same reasons.
but if
'cause
you
he's
want,
a
like,
3-time
even
World
the-
Cup winning captain. Not just
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, and
Leadership. If he brings
I'll
in
be
that
honest,
leadership,
I still think Kohli is the better player, especially ODIs. Magar, it's a tough choice. I think I'm happy with either one of them.
and we have to think that if we pick Ponting, it's not that Kohli is any less. Like you said, Kohli is the better player. But in terms of kind of trying to create that balance and have that leadership in the team, I think 3 World Cup winning, that experience, it's quite.
I think
up
we should
there.
have both of them. I honestly think we should have both of them.
Yeah, that's why you have to then pick Kohli at 4. But then who are your other options at 4 is something we might have to see and consider.
I would have said Sachin because you can't leave him out of the overall squad. Maybe you can kick him off the opening slot, but you have to play him somewhere. That's just my opinion. Because he did too much for the game in ODIs. Test, you can argue. T20, you can argue. One day was his thing. He was the king of one days, man, for like a decade.
True. we can have such a phase, like we can create our 11 and then we can keep 2 batsmen and 2 bowlers extra just because who kind of come
honorable
close.
mentions. Honorable mentions. That's fine.
So like
Yeah,
that's our 15.
I think one down you have to go either Ponting or Kohli because that was their number. I don't think like number 4. I mean, you could play them at number 4, but that was their number. So I just feel you go 1 and then 4 you choose someone like Callis or Jayawardene or somebody like that who's
Okay, I wanted to ask a question. I think we should. What kind of ODIs are we looking at? For example, the cricket has changed so much. Are we going to have a lineup for that, or we're going to consider the way cricket was, the 280s and the 270s, which were crucial as well?
I think
Because if we take today's game, then if you have Ponting, Kohli, and Sachin, that's Ponting and Sachin especially, it's a bit little. I think it's a little slow.
I think we have to have a balance. Like there has to be like an aggressive batsman there as well, but also somebody who can stable the ship just in case if you're like 2 down early.
But I would argue this: if you played even Sehwag, Gilchrist, Ponting, and Sachin in today's game, they would play in that 300 plus. They can play in a team that does 350. I think they had the speed. Sachin's strike rate was consistently, touching 95 in ODIs, which is 90-95. So I don't know.
The only reason I'm saying no Sachin, I want him there as much too, but I just feel like that number 4 wasn't his spot. And if we have to be very specific, like who's the best number 4, who's the best number 3. So like the debate right now is between Kohli and Ponting for number 3. If you give Sachin that spot, then you're kind of taking away that spot from a Callis or someone else who's a more regular number 4. Okay. So that's one of the reasons. And then maybe we can reconsider Sachin and Sehwag again if we want to go back there.
I mean, Callis is not a must because
True.
he was amazing, but really his test cricket he averaged 60 in test cricket with a bat and took like 300 wickets.
Yeah, that's
And he scored like 8 centuries in ODI. To be honest, he scored like 90 50s or something. But
is there another spot
we can
for?
skip him.
Yeah, so we can see if we don't get like a formidable number 4, we can consider Sachin over there. But
okay, so
but
I
anyway,
vote
number
Ponting.
3.
I vote Ponting for 3. That's my vote.
Okay, I'll be honest with you. I actually cannot imagine a team without Kohli right now. I mean, seriously, if you want to win a game chasing, who do you want over there? Ponting, Sachin, or Kohli?
Virat Kohli.
And consistency, it's better than all three of them. He's the most consistent. He's going to win you games. If he wants to play to the situation, everything is there, man. I mean, seriously, it's so difficult to leave him out of any ODI team right now.
I agree.
I think
Osama hasn't
Ponting
been
as well. It's so difficult for me to leave out Ponting. Magar, seriously, like, let's say the opposition is coming, they will be scared of Ponting, of course, but if you score 350, you'll still be like scared, nervous, man. If Kohli is still batting him.
Exactly.
I think I can see it. I can see it in everyone's eyes. I think Osami has convinced all of us. So let's go with Virat at 3.
But I would like to give an honorable mention to Kumar Sangakkara at 3.
Yeah, that's a very good shout, actually.
Don, what did I tell you?
Alright.
There's no debate, man. You wasted 6 minutes.
No, man, we have good discussion. This is called argument. This is called debate.
But it's important though. It's important to
Yeah.
discuss it. I agree though. Like I agree, Virat. I think the way Osami put it, it's absolutely perfect. Like it's very hard if you want to chase it. If you want to chase a high score and if you want someone to be there, you have Virat. Like I bet my life on Virat scoring the century and getting us there or whatever. So I think Virat at 3. Honorable mentions Ponting and Sangakkara for sure.
Yeah.
Very close calls.
For me, number 4 is AB. I know Sachin is a bit. I would still take Sachin as an opener, as I said, but I have to take AB at number 4. AB Kohli together.
Ooh,
They don't work too well in Bangalore.
RCB.
To be honest, they do work too well. They score
Actually,
hundreds
those are
all
the
the
only
time,
two
and
who
everyone
work.
else just like flops. They score the most runs, the most sixes, the most partnerships, the most 100-century partnerships. They do everything, and then some of the other players, like, or even, like, I have to be honest, Kohli's captaincy is a bit suspect in IPL, especially.
Let's sideline that for another day because we can dive into that too.
That's he's definitely not my captain.
Number 4, I'm going with Kevin Peterson.
Ooh, good shout. Good shout. So hard. I think ABD for me.
I'll throw it.
I love KP, but I mean, unless you're getting AB another position down, there's no way I'm like.
Yeah, I'm gonna
not
get
convinced.
him. I'm gonna get him, but like for me, it's just KP because I saw the Instagram chat between him and Kohli. There's good chemistry there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, bro. It's just, I was like, surely that's why he's putting KP in. Just a new friend.
Bro, but like Kevin Peterson was just unbelievable. Like I would have him in every.
Okay, listen to me.
Yeah.
Just, I don't have nothing in front of me. Just go and Google Kevin Peterson's ODI stats, okay? Kevin Peterson was an incredible test cricketer. His ODI stats, just go and check. I'm not sure. I'm sure he hasn't got more than 10 centuries. And it's probably 3 in winning causes.
Yeah, he has 9 centuries. His average 40.7 average, 25 50s.
Yeah. Yeah, and check out his test.
That's decent.
Yeah, it's nothing compared to AB. Like,
Yeah, his test
AB's
is
got
better.
like 20.
His test is better. So yeah,
I was going to say just going to throw out Jayawardene as a legend, but AB de Villiers has the
Bro.
impact.
That's an incredible shout. Mahela is right up there. Man, I'm ready to put Mahela in.
what about
I'm seriously, but only if you get AB next.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. What if you look
I
at
think
so, like you have
Mahela is huge shout. Huge shout.
Mahela, bro, such an amazing touch player.
yeah.
Just imagine
Class.
him and Kohli.
So what I
They'll
would
just like put the ball into the gap, run, put fours.
And
I would
that
argue-
kind of stability in the middle order. That's huge.
Yeah,
You know,
argue
another
that
incredible thing. I think he's one of the most underrated captains there ever was.
yeah,
Mahela.
Jayawardene is
He was
very
an
good.
incredible captain.
Good leadership, yeah, absolutely.
So if you
And
have
just a side note, that captaincy is a reflection of the fact that they made him head coach of Mumbai Indians, I think, for a season or two, because like he has that captaincy brain inside him.
I think Mahela at 4 and ABD at 5.
Yeah, I'd be down.
Let's-
with that.
I'm down with that.
yeah, that's good. But so
So
no
who do you-
no Callis?
No,
Yeah,
let's
Callis is
put him in
okay.
test.
He's amazing. Don't worry. Some people might call us crazy not having Callis as an all-rounder, but I would take Ben Stokes as my all-rounder.
Benny.
Yo, but number 6, straight up, I have to go with Steve Waugh. Greatest person to play with the tail.
For me, there's three.
I've still got Hussey to come.
So
after Ben Stokes.
we have to consider balance. If you're going to have Steve Waugh and Hussey and who was the other, the Ben Stokes, then at number 7, so you have to decide one of these three guys, right? I don't know how you're going to play, because at 7, then your bowlers have to start coming in, because you need 50 overs. You need at least 5 specialist bowlers.
Let's be honest, we need all rounder right now. We've got 5 batsmen.
I think number 6 is an all rounder, and then number 7, it depends. If you want Dhoni in, then
bro, I mean, Yusuf made an amazing point again. To be honest, Steve Waugh was incredible with the tail, but so was Hussey. Hussey is like he came at the end of the legendary teams. He was there though for a couple of years, and then he took the other teams as well. Test cricket, one-day cricket, he was just Mr. Dependable, Mr. Cricket.
He was a better version of Michael Bevan for me, honestly.
Yeah. Bevan has the bigger name, I think, but just because Bevan was in the all-conquering team throughout his career, that's why he's rated highly. But I think Hussey is better.
If we do pick Hussey, then we don't have space for Dhoni.
What a Lance Klusener, man. My boy.
Oh, that's
my boy, man.
Huge shout.
Bro, I'll be honest with you, okay? Lance Klusener, Ben Stokes, all these guys, they had incredible World Cups, and that's the thing that stands out.
Yeah.
And
but Stokes won it. That's
I
why
think
you're saying.
proven a little bit more. Yeah, and he proved it a little bit more than Klusener. And he was, Stokes, especially people remember the 4 sixes now, but he was a decent bowler for a long time, especially Test cricket. I mean, we can skip him, but it looks difficult to skip Stokes. He's like Superman, man, right now.
But listen, we have number 5 settled, AB, right?
Yeah, bro, AB's not going anywhere. He's like the Bradman of this era, bro.
He's number 5, right?
Yeah.
But number 4, I just wanted to make a point. Just looking at the stats, Mahela, like his test average is 49.8, which is amazing. But his ODI average is 33.4, which is like 10 less than Callis. Callis' ODI average is 44. Mahela's is 33.4. So, I mean, you don't need to go with the stats. You can still go with what you said. Like, he's a touch player and everything. And with this team, with the team balance, he'll probably suit because you have aggressive top 3 and then you have AB coming in. So, you can have somebody like Mahela. But then again, would you... Callis is also a similar type of player. So, would you consider that?
You also have to consider if you're keeping a Mike Hussey at 6, then you have to bring in Callis at 4 because he's then your all-round position.
Okay, can we kick Jayawardene, put AB at number 4 where he belongs? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and number 5 is open up for debate again, and I would put Steve Waugh somewhere in this team. That's just my old guy thing.
So then we put Steve Waugh at 5.
Okay, so no one's gonna pick Dhoni.
I want to pick Dhoni. I'm a huge fan of Dhoni, so I think for me Dhoni at number 7, 6 or 7 is huge for me. Unless, of course, we have a better option.
Let me tell you, I think we should go back. I think we should change a few things.
Gilchrist could
just listen me out. Huh?
You might have to take out Gilchrist.
You have a keeper in Gilchrist, so you don't need Dhoni.
That's what I was saying.
You don't need Dhoni, but I'm thinking Dhoni is my captain. Dhoni is my captain, Dhoni is my wicket.
3 limited overs.
Captain, 1 games. I mean, it's so difficult. Gilchrist is...
For limited, especially for 50 overs, you have to think about Dhoni. Like T20, I didn't put him in my team, but 50 overs, you'll have to think about him.
Dhoni is my captain.
You know what I would do? It's a strange... sorry, I'm going back to the opening spot because I think that's messing up our lineup.
Okay.
I think... no, man.
Bring in Jayasuriya then.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Bring in Jayasuriya.
Jayasuriya, we've got Gilchrist. Yeah, man. I think we have to get Jayasuriya in.
Jayasuriya Sehwag is explosive.
Bro, another thing, this might be controversial. I've always found Sehwag to be a better test player than one-day player. I'm not joking.
But he has the 100, man. 2 of them, I think. That's the one.
Test cricket.
The double 100.
No, sorry,
double 100.
There's 2 doubles as well. Sorry, like West Indies and another one I forgot against England.
Sri Lanka, I think it was.
Sri Lanka, yeah. So he has 2 doubles in both. So
and explosiveness, if he clicks, there's. What about Chris Gayle as your opening batsman? Just something that came in my head.
Over the course of his career, he's become a T20.
Yeah, true.
It's strange though. Even Chris Gale's got an amazing record in Test cricket. He's got 2 triple centuries.
Okay, we're diverging, but so yeah, we have to. So okay, let's.
I would pick Jayasuriya just because the way he played, even though his peak was like in the late 90s, I would still say that he could, if he was that age in today's game, he could compete with any of the openers today in terms of pure hitting and giving a start. His game was not that, oh, it was only for the 90s mein chalta tha, oh, it's only for the 2000s. His style of play was evergreen. That's what
I'll give you one thing. There's the problem with leaving out Gilchrist to Jayasuriya is
you get an
all-rounder
with Jayasuriya. You get a spinner with Jayasuriya. He took over 300 wickets in one days as well. 200-300 wickets.
I mean, Jayasuriya, to be honest, the things he did, especially in the '96 World Cup, was game changer.
That was incredible.
To be honest, he flopped in the final though, and the semis, I think. But he bowled well in the semis.
But they just changed like how one-day opening is supposed to be him and Kaluwata.
I mean, Gilchrist, you've got 2 World Cup final 50s, 1 World Cup final 140.
But Gilchrist, the only way...
That's like 3 World Cup finals.
Yeah, Gilchrist, I would... the only reason I'm saying Gilchrist is if you want to put Dhoni. But you could play both of them, but I was just saying that you could open up a spot. But yeah, Gilchrist, I cannot argue within the team.
First we decide if we keep Dhoni and then we go forward with the opener debate.
I mean,
we have to first
decide
both, if we want Dhoni.
Okay, let's stick with what we have. Gilly, Sehwag, Virat, ABD.
Yeah.
Now we are still at 5, so we have Steve Waugh. That's that's a shout. Steve Waugh has one shout. We've got actually pretty much. Yeah, Virat is a captain. ABD's been captain.
Gilchrist has led.
So let's say okay. So do we give it to Steve Waugh at 5, or do we bring in Mike Hussey at? Oh, but actually no, Mike Hussey is more of a number 6.
He's number 6.
So yeah,
Waugh would be number 5, man. That was his position.
So do you give it to Waugh at 5, or do you bring in like Stokes as your all-round option? That way you give more balance to this team.
I mean, Steve Waugh, if he grits his teeth, khalas, he's going to win you everything. That's the kind of player Steve Waugh was. And he would, I mean, when he's on a mission, there's no one stopping, even though he didn't conquer India, which we talked about last time, I guess. But everything else he's done.
If you're not going
Steve Waugh is a good shout, I can't argue. But I just feel...
If you're not going with Dhoni, you can go Steve Waugh, Stokes and Hussey. But if you're going with Dhoni, then you need to get rid of one.
Yeah, that's
what
do
you guys
exact
think of
situation.
Stokes? Is it unanimous or you have doubts? You think
I think as an all-round option. I mean, definitely only one World Cup, but yeah, that's for the balance of the team. I want to go with Stokes and incredible, of course.
Honestly, I think for me personally speaking, I think he's not. I'm going to be controversial and say that I don't think he's the best all-round just because he won a World Cup. I think on paper, Andrew Flintoff was probably a better player. Maybe test matches. I could be wrong.
Andrew Flintoff didn't do nothing in ODIs, man.
Yeah, but honestly, I think I see the hype around Stokes because he was clutch in this World Cup. But apart from that, I don't know, man. I honestly don't know.
You need an all-rounder. So if you don't go Stokes, you go Callis up the order, or you go somebody else down the order, like a West Indian all-rounder. But you need somebody like who can bowl.
Yeah, absolutely. And for that reason, and that reason alone, I think Stokes at 5.
Take him, and he's a modern player, so that also balances the team a bit.
We can come back and revisit.
We've got like 6 players from the older generation: Gilchrist, Sehwag, AB, Steve Waugh.
I think our top 4 is set. Gilchrist, Sehwag, Virat Kohli, AB. Number 5, now we're debating based on our all-rounders and players. Yusuf said Steve Waugh. I think Osama is going for Ben Stokes. So what are we going to decide?
It all depends on if everyone wants Dhoni at 7, I feel like. Because it looks like number 6 is Hussey is unanimous. So if you want Dhoni at 7, then you want Steve Waugh.
Hussey is like not required if we have Stokes and Dhoni because we have finishers in both of them. We can skip one of them. Like we are trying to see who can play with the tail. I mean, Dhoni's recent record hasn't been that great, but to be honest, he's done it for a long period of time.
Yeah.
Sami,
I guess.
Yeah, what are you saying?
No, I feel like the debate is kind of now we have 4 players in Steve Waugh, Stokes, Hussey, and 3. So what the decision is now.
What about Abdur Razzaq? Sami! Abdur Razzaq, man, all-rounder, bro. Come on, huh? The finisher.
I know you like those one innings wonders, but it's bro. I'm be honest with you, he failed a million times. I mean, extremely talented, but he's never made most of it.
But
We'll make a talented team next time around, and we'll pick all the Pakistanis.
okay, so are we set with Ben Stokes and Dhoni, 5 and 6?
Think of more all-rounders, man. Seriously, who are amazing ODI all-rounders?
Abdur
I mean,
Razzaq,
it can be a spin.
Chris Cairns.
Spin all-rounder as well. Yeah, Chris Cairns is a very good all-rounder.
Yeah, there's Chris Cairns, Chris
But Ben
Harris.
Stokes is in my opinion.
Yeah,
I have another name out there just to discuss. Yuvraj Singh.
Yeah, he's a good shot. But,
Yuvi is good too, but he was more of a number 4. Number 4, 5.
Number 4, number 5. Yeah, so that's just a. I mean, I feel like he might not make the top 11 hard, but I think an honorable mention.
Yeah, I think I would like 5 Indians in Virat Kohli.
I think, yeah, true. I mean, we have Virat and we have Sehwag. We might end up having Dhoni.
Yeah, I think let's go with Ben Stokes, number 5. I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just for right now. Okay.
Okay, let's go.
Then we'll see.
Yeah. Okay, Ben Stokes, and then number 6.
Michael Hussey.
Michael Hussey. Okay.
Number 7.
Between Hussey and Steve Waugh. So depending on who you want. Okay, so for the sake of for moving this forward, Hussey, and then 7, then you keep Dhoni because you have that all-rounder.
Yeah.
And is Dhoni your captain?
Yeah, no, we have to, man. He's that much.
Yeah.
We have between Stokes and Dhoni. We can't take all 3, I think.
Okay, so you
I
have
would say
Dhoni.
Even though so to Hussey, but I would say Dhoni. We've got right-hander. We've got a Dhoni, and head is all carry with the tail. Both of them can play with the tail. I think we do of those at least. So we've gone up to 6 then.
So who do you have number 7?
Huh?
Who would you have number 7 instead of Hussey?
We've got the 3 fast bowlers and 1 spinner, so there's another. I have another spinner over here. Afridi. No, bro. We've got a liner. We'll get a 3 fast bowlers.
I don't know. Not Afridi, man.
Okay. Okay, so from what I've understood right now, it's Hussey at 6, Dhoni at 7. So we are going with the bowlers now, right? So your spinning option is Murli or Warne, right?
I vote Murli.
Yeah,
More wickets.
I would take one. I would definitely take one. I mean, Murli did an amazing job. To be honest, all Sri Lankan spinners did amazing in 96. But the way he scored 29 was just epic for me.
I think for that reason, Warne has a slight advantage in my head. And not taking anything away from Murli, but I feel like I don't know. Yusuf might not enjoy this conversation anymore because all his votes are kind of getting overpowered. But
I just like his pick for Sanath Jayasuriya. I was just confused where we put them.
Yeah.
I would take take shame on Jay because just go and watch that Tiger question again.
Yeah. He killed it.
The energy he brought, the skill he brought, he's like, no, I'm not going home. I'm going to win the World Cup for us.
That was absolutely
and
incredible.
The way he just went, it was just like, I mean, I was rooting for South Africa, but you just couldn't help but admire that, that passion from him.
Okay,
sorry,
Warne at 8.
The board's amazing. I just think that for ODI, that'll just change everything. And Mulli at 7 is not that great, to be honest.
True.
I mean, Stokes or Dhoni can't carry him, to be honest. He would probably lose like 1-1.
Okay, we got that. Now we need 3 fast bowlers, right?
Yeah, we got 3.
Please take my pick, Wasim Akram, please.
Yeah, Wasim.
I think Wasim Akram for sure. I think for sure Wasim Akram.
Yeah,
Wasim Akram, Glenn McGrath.
McGrath 100%.
No,
I'm gonna throw an opposite one for Glenn McGrath and say Alan Donald instead of Glenn McGrath.
What about Sean Pollock?
Alan Donald over Sean Pollock.
Yeah, I think so too.
Bro, Donald is much better than Sean Pollock, but the only reason his run through, he choked twice on 2 balls.
Broke up there a little bit.
His run was wrong. Curtly or I don't know. I think we need like a really quick bowler.
So you want to go with Brett Lee?
Left arm, right arm, consistent swing bowlers, match winners. And then you need like a real fast bowler. Ambrose, Walsh, whoever you want.
Ambrose. Curtly Ambrose.
Ambrose, yes, of course.
Yeah, go on. So we got Ambrose, Glenn McGrath, and Wasim Akram as the 3 fast bowlers.
Yeah,
I would take that.
Proper line.
I would take that.
So
I would definitely take that.
So we just need another bowler, right, or a spinner. We got 10 now, right?
No,
we have our 11.
No, but you included Hasi in the team. Usama doesn't know that.
Oh.
Okay.
So I guess the discussion is now between Hasi and Steve Waugh at your number 6 spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also opening, are we keeping Gilly?
Okay.
Yeah. Good point. Okay, so those are the 2 discussions.
Small thing.
Yeah.
We'll change. It's really difficult for me. We'll change Villiers for Jayasuriya because we need another spinner up there.
Yeah.
One, of course, but we need another spinner. We need Jayasuriya over there. We need like 6-7 overs.
Good shout there. Good shout there. Yeah. For a little bit more balance.
And he was very, very capable. Like Sachin was okay, but not Jayasuriya. He was a match winner with spin bowling.
Absolutely. I think for that reason, and also to keep Yusuf happy, we bring in Jayasuriya because a lot of Yusuf's picks have been.
Let me say the numbers and just tell me if you got the lineup right. We got Jayasuriya, Sehwag.
Yeah.
We got Dhoni and 6 players. Then I got 1 and 3. Over there. Everything has right. So we guess it, and then we've got 3 bowlers, 40 overs, Jayasuriya's 10. Jayasuriya, we got 5. Yeah. I think that's a good lineup.
Yeah, this is a solid lineup. So I think we're all set. Yeah, I think it's a solid lineup.
Mustafa, just repeat the lineup again.
Let's do it one more time.
Okay, Don, let's go. Jayasuriya and Sehwag, right?
Yeah, opening.
Yeah, Virat Kohli, number 3.
Yeah.
AB de Villiers, number 4.
Yep.
Number 5, Ben Stokes.
Yeah.
Number 6, MS Dhoni.
Well, 6 is either Hasi or Steve Waugh, right?
Yeah, who did we go with? Steve Waugh?
I think we went with Hasi, I think.
No, we went with me.
With who?
No.
Dhoni or Hasi 6.
Dhoni.
So Dhoni and Hasi, yeah, okay.
And then who's number 7?
Hasi.
Then Shane Warne. 9 Wasim Akram.
Curtly Ambrose, McGrath 11.
Ambrose 10 and 11 is McGrath.
McGrath, yeah.
What a team, man.
Ooh, fire.
Yeah, I think that's a fantastic team. It was.
Let's do some honorable mentions as well, now that we have our team.
I want to say just one last point on the game. I still think we need to take over Dhoni, Stokes, and Asi and get a capable hitter started there.
You want a hitter? You want a hitter?
Like all three of them are very similar roles.
Yeah,
Play with the
Abdur
tail
Razzaq,
and
man.
get three of them, I mean, two is fine.
I said Abdur Razzaq, he's a hitter.
Abdur Razzaq is a good shout, actually. He'll go bat like 5 out of 100 times and he'll probably win us a couple of
Yeah,
games.
that's what you need,
And
man.
we got
Do you guys remember in Sharjah when Sri Lanka
I think
were
that that was okay. You know, that was good.
Honestly, no, I'm putting my foot down. Lance Klusener over Abdur Razzaq. Sorry. Lance Klusener over Abdur Razzaq, man. Sorry.
Abdur Razzaq, my team, which. Okay, Lance Klusener.
I think we should get
Yeah.
It's so difficult, but we got Stokes and Dhoni.
Yeah.
We got Stokes. Both of them, we don't need three finishers. We need someone who can smash it on their day and bowl a few overs. Someone like that. But I see Dhoni and Stokes, they can carry it, smash it if they want. Too many of them over there, I think. Two is enough.
Fair enough.
And,
So who's your hitter then?
Stokes. Yeah, you can pick up or Klusener. Anyone is fine. Someone who can bowl a few overs.
Okay, let's go.
4 or 5.
Let's go with Klusener then at number 7. Yeah. So, Don, can you repeat the team one last time?
Yes.
With the
sir.
captain. You have
So
to
we go
decide
with-
the captain.
Yeah. Okay, fine. I thought we went with Dhoni. I thought that was unanimous, no?
Yeah, I would pick out of that Dhoni.
Usami Dhoni?
Sorry?
Dhoni?
Dhoni is your captain?
Captain.
You can argue. Okay, go on.
Yeah. Okay, let's go.
Okay. All right. So you go with Jayasuriya and, Sanath Jayasuriya and Virender Sehwag as your opening batsman.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with full names out of respect.
Yeah.
We go with Virat Kohli at number 3.
Yeah.
AB de Villiers at number 4. I don't know his A and B. I can't remember. I know what it is, but I can't remember it right now. And then you go with Ben Stokes at 5. Abraham Benjamin de Villiers. Thank you. Yes, that's what it is. and then you have Ben Stokes at 5. Mahendra Singh Dhoni at 6.
Yeah.
Lance Klusener at 7.
Yeah.
Shane Warne at 8. And then we have
Wasim Akram.
Wasim Akram at 9, Curtly Ambrose at 10, and Glenn McGrath at 11.
Yeah, I think that's a solid team.
That's a
That
solid
could beat
team.
anyone.
And I think the people who missed out on Abdur Razzaq, he deserved to have space. His honorable mention.
But on a serious
He's a
note,
good
though,
player, man. Yeah,
Ponting, Gilly, Hayden,
yeah.
Tendulkar, very, very big shout. Rahul Dravid.
Would you guys switch Sachin for Sehwag? No, right?
I was playing the first 4, man. Anyway,
We could definitely switch Sachin for Sehwag also in our 11. But I feel like just for the sake of keeping that team with kind of having more options for Sehwag, we keep that Sehwag in that team.
Yeah. I think
I
it's a very
Sehwag.
solid team.
I think Sehwag himself would agree that he'd pick himself out for Sachin in, but that's a debate for another day.
Bro, I think we should take Sachin. I'm not joking.
Okay, revised team, final, full and final. Okay?
No.
Revised-
Just say we're going to replace Sehwag with Sachin. Full stop. That's the emotional.
Fair enough.
Sanath, AB, Stokes, Kohli, everyone to hit sixes.
Tendulkar and Jayasuriya to open the
He's
innings.
much more consistent.
And he has the 50 centuries. You have to give him that, right? You can't take that away from him.
Yeah,
For the
because,
sake of that consistency, I think for that sake of that kind of consistency, we kept Virat Kohli over Ponting. So we have to be fair over there as well, I guess.
Yeah, especially, I mean, apart from Kohli, everyone's in like 20 centuries. No one has got a lot of centuries in the team. Especially ODI centuries matter a lot, so we'll get such a.
True.
over Sehwag.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty
I think
solid
that's
team.
it.
Yeah.
Yep, I think we have our team.
Thank you for joining us, guys. There was a really good debate. It was good. I think it took a while, but it was a good constructive debate. And I think we have a solid team. So hopefully I'll be joining you guys next week again for another interesting topic.
I think next week we have to do the test team. We have to after this.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it.
Yeah, we'll do
Next,
that.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot.
Okay,
I'll
thank
see you
you so
next
much.
week if you
Thank you.
if I come back.
Thank you
Take
so
care,
much.
guys.
See you guys next week. Take care.
Take care, man.
Bye.
See you. Stay safe.
Everyone, stay safe. Take care.